easy for me to judge, but looking at the comments made by members of the public in Manila to news agencies, they're saying things like, the streets are safer now. Here in the Philippines, we needed a ruler with an iron fist. These are quotes from the general public. That seems to be the mood. The ratings for Duterte still remain high, 75% approval rating. I'm just wondering whether your comments, which are constantly negative, are out of tune with ordinary Filipino opinion.
Mr. Las Cañas, a great number of people believe him as well.
Thing is, this isn't just about the law, it's also about politics. And I come back to the point, I mean, Mr. Duterte has said many different things at different times. In a sense, one could compare him in that way in which he is difficult to pin down to, you know, other prominent politicians of our time who use Twitter to send different messages at different times. But the point about Mr. Duterte is, in May 2015, for example, he said, "Am I the death squad?" It's true. That is true. So again, he has put his own record in front of the Filipino public, even to the point of discussing his association with death squads. And the Filipino public decided this was the man to clean up your country. So in political terms, it seems to me you're bashing your head against a brick wall.
Quite confident towards the end of the year, his numbers would be way below 50 by then.
Yeah, I asked you earlier if you were a Democrat, and I think you feel you are, but let's look at your track record. You twice tried to mount coups against an elected Filipino president. In that case, it was Mrs. Arroyo. Back in 2003, you had an abortive coup attempt which lasted, well, let's face it, only a day. It wasn't very successful, and then even more, to many Filipinos, even more sort of pathetically, you made another attempt to get her out in 2007, and you ended up in prison for best part of 7 years.
And even part of the international laws like the ICC that we can resort to resolve or rectify this anomaly that is Duterte.
Yeah, well, okay, so you say no coup on this occasion, we'll use the law. You've already been involved in the filing of an impeachment complaint. That was rejected by the Justice Committee of the House of Representatives, so that appears to be going nowhere. And you've also been involved in the call to have the International Criminal Court in The Hague examine whether Mr. Duterte has committed crimes against humanity, but there's absolutely no indication that I can see that the ICC is prepared to pick up your case. So I'm not sure where your faith in the law, both national and international, is actually taking you.
And even Duterte himself admits that he doesn't know anything about the economy, and his economic managers have come up with this ambitious economic program that is hinged on a tax reform program that is basically inflationary and therefore anti-poor. So more or less, we know that the situation here in the Philippines, that the tide is changing, and I feel it. Even though I am very vocal against Duterte, I don't even fear for my safety as far as the ordinary Filipinos are concerned, because a lot of them are starting to agree with what we have been saying. Okay,
but look, the country's growing at pretty much 7% a year, which in the West would be regarded as a wonderful achievement. The World Bank says it expects that growth curve to continue at least through 2019. Mr. Duterte's done deals with Chinese investors which suggest $15 billion worth of Chinese investment is coming into your country. He's been crowing about the way in which, by realigning the Philippines in terms of its diplomacy and outreach, it is now great friends with China, with Russia, and still has, of course, the security relationship with the United States. In a way, Duterte-ism appears to be working for the Philippines.